Good afternoon, everybody. Well, it's Sunday. You know what that means. There's no buses, so I ended up walking here, which is alright, as, you know, I'm getting fat, so it ain't gonna kill me to walk an extra mile to get to the hike. So, we're here, and, there's one other person here at least, somewhere. There are cars out there. I'm not sure where they're at, but there's at least one other person here. So if I leave abruptly, that is why. I did not recognize the car, so I do not know. Furthermore, this episode is not me going to find the mine. I'm going to do that a little later. I was advised to wait till fall and a lot of this stuff gets knocked down. I don't know if I'm going to wait that long to take another try at it, but I don't think I'm going to be rushing to get myself lost in the mountains again. So we'll see how all that works out. Why am I walking now, you might ask? Boredom. Boredom's pretty much it. Decided that I brought a gallon freezer bag and an old bread bag, and I thought I might fill them up with the grapes and the autumn olives, if I feel so inclined. But not really too sure. I was contemplating getting all the copper ready and taking care of that, but I decided that could be a battle for another day. It seems like every time I do it, I just happen to find like 2 vacuum cleaners, and then I have a pile of insulated wire laying around again, and maybe I'll just hold off until it's, there's snow on the ground or something, and a little bit of fire warmth would actually be nice, rather than just building a fire just for the sake of building a fire. It could be multi-purpose, and I'll feel like less of a environment-killing scumbag. But yeah. Recently, I started researching that new mod pack. I feel like it's going to be very simplistic. I don't think it's going to be much at all like Stone Block, rather than the fact that you're underground. So that's something. I think it's going to be a little lackluster. I think it's going to be like a lot of packs where it's like, start out with nothing, and then whenever you get to late game stuff, you don't need it anymore. So, like, I don't know what the bosses are going to be or anything like that, but I think it has AE in it, so I'm applied energistics. So I'll be willing to bet that it's going to be a lot of, like, automate, making a sandwich whenever you already have unlimited saturation or something. Like, that's one of the problems with the mod packs. Unless you grind the long way to skip around, you don't really need a lot of the stuff when you actually get it. So, most of the time. Not all the time, most of the time. I mostly live for the very start of the pack, and I live for the mid-game automation. When you start getting into the more complicated stuff where you're like, oh, I'm gonna automate 72 million cobblestone, it's like, why? Like, just to show you can do it? Like, that's pretty freaking stupid. People play the way they want to play. I try not to judge. I will probably, from what I've seen so far, I'm estimating about 30 episodes and I'll get bored with it. So that'll be about a month, maybe 2 months worth of footage, probably, depending on how things go. There's like I'll go over it whenever the time comes. A lot of the recipes are like facades and the new chisel mod. So you got like 100 pages of recipes, but 50 of those pages are just facades and chiseled blocks. So it's not, it makes it seem bigger than it is. Like a lot of things. camera adds 5 pounds or something. I don't know. That was random. Moving on. Went to good old Goodwill. I got asked to go shopping with my aunt and good old granny. And I decided, considering that I have nothing going on, I might as well go. And I went, and I was mostly looking for, like, clothes things, like things that I might need, like pants that are comfortable rather than, like, jeans all the time, or rather than wearing jeans or, like, sweatpants that I destroy because I wear them so much because I don't like jeans, you know, something in between. And not a lot of luck there. I got one old pair of army pants that I'm going to use for stuff like this during the wintertime, probably. And I got a Halloween mask. They had a ton of them. They had an absolute ton of Halloween masks at Goodwill. But I seen one. It was 99 cents. And it was supposed to light up. After seeing how it was constructed, I was already pretty sure that it wasn't going to light up. It's a single wire thin filament, like super thin wire gauge filament. And if it breaks anywhere in the, 20 yards of wire, it doesn't work anymore. So I kind of anticipated the reason it was in Goodwill was because it was broke. So, but I like the mask in itself. So I went in and bought it for $1. And I'm working on actually making it super cool. Like, I took twine that I was using to tie up the tomato plants, and I soaked it in coffee, so it wouldn't be so white, and it would be more of a jute fiber rope color. And I used it to replace where the lights were, because the lights were like a long rope that weaved in the holes, and to make it look cool. And I think it looks pretty good. I would have liked if it would have gone a little darker in the coffee, but it did not. It just, but it's definitely not as white as it was either. So it worked. It just didn't work as good as I wanted it to work. And then I got an old, like, beanie, tussle cap, whatever you call it. And I don't like it. So I took a bunch of yarn, and I'm kind of like tying yarn into it, and then I'm going to brush it with a brush to fray the yarn and turn it into a makeshift wig, which should be pretty cool. I'm going with like a really dark charcoal gray with like a red streak. I think it's going to kind of match the mask. The dark gray to complement the black, and the bright red to complement the dark red. So it should turn out nice, but I've never done this before, so we'll see. I was going to videotape me doing it, but it's literally me tying strings into a hat for, good God, who knows how long. Like it could quite literally, I got about, I'd say 4 inches done, and that probably took a little over an hour, because I got to cut the yarn to length, then I got to tie each individual one off and space it, and, it's going to take a bit of time. Is it worth it? I mean, if it works, maybe. I actually have a kind of costume idea I might do. So if it works, it might be pretty cool. If it doesn't work, then it's a huge waste of time, and the entire costume idea is kind of ruined, because the wig is kind of going to be the piece de la resistance. And if it doesn't pull it together, then I'm going to have to, do something else. So, we'll see. I've been working on it between waiting for Legends to spawn and watching podcasts or listening to podcasts and stuff. So, I don't know, when it just started to be September, so I got about 60 days. If I do about 4 inches, or if I do about 12 inches a day, every day, it'll be done for a week ahead of time, probably. So, we'll see. I will have a short of the finished product but I'm not gonna make you guys sit through the painstaking process of me putting needles through fabric for a god-awful amount of time. I don't know. I think I'm going to go for a little bit. I've been walking for a while. I've got to be running into these people sooner or later. I think I'm going to go for a little bit till I get to the grapes, and then we'll talk again. Alright, we're not there yet, but I ran into a couple of interesting individuals, and I'm assuming that they were the people with the car. So, let's chit-chat some more, shall we? The mod pack. I want to get back to the mod pack because I want to further clarify some things. The reason I'm not doing the mod pack right now, besides the fact that it's still summer and still nice out, so it's still time for me to hike and stuff, is it's still an alpha stage. So I'm kind of hoping to see what changes they make and how many more things get finalized before getting too into it. Because, like, for example, they could add or remove entire mods. They could do like a world reset, and if any of those things happen, all my work gets flushed down the drain. So I'm trying to wait until it's in a later stage of production to actually start. That's one of the biggest reasons I don't just start doing it. Like, yeah, so that's pretty much that. I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but I feel like I have so much more energy and so much more strength when I'm out in the woods. Like, climbing the hill to get here, to get to the trail, feels like 10 times more work than climbing the hill to go to where I thought the mine was. Like, I don't know if it's because I pace myself better because I don't want to, like, break an ankle, or if it's because it's just it's got to be in my head, right? Like, it's got to be. That's not something I really want to complain about. What else is there? We're almost there. It's like another 100 yards or so. I don't really know what else to talk about. I did a video on my builds on the Poke Paradise server. That there was I actually got a legend spawn on video. So I didn't want to put that, like, as the title because I'm not I just, even though it's true and it isn't clickbait, it's not why I made the video. So I just didn't want to. I didn't want to do that. I figured if people find that kind of thing interesting, hopefully they watch my video for the intended purpose, and then the legend spawn is just like, you know, a bonus. But I had that posted. That's kind of interesting. I got money. I sold, for some reason, after all these years, whatever was left of my PlayStation games that weren't sold or taken, sold some of them, and that made me a couple of bucks. That's what paid for a nice night of drinking, and got a couple extra bucks in my pocket for bus money in case I want to go do anything, maybe a different trail or treat myself to some sort of food. That's how I bought the various clothing items too, because I know I said that I wasn't spending any more money till October for partying Halloween style. So I still have a little bit of money put back for whatever purpose, but I'm not in a huge mood to go and, you know, dump it. So yeah. I'm kind of hoping that it pours down rain, because right now it's a bit sticky and muggy out here. It's not really warm. Like, it's not hot. It's just, I feel like one of those guys you can throw and stick to a wall again. And then I just like stick there for all eternity because of the nasty, sticky feeling the atmosphere gives you. If you're an avid camper, and I mean a real camper, not somebody that, you know, lives in a cabin or has an RV, like sleeps in it, like somebody that sleeps in a tent. You ever wake up in the morning and the overnight humidity like sticks to you? That's the feeling I hate. It's not all that bad. And it's right up around this corner, so I'm gonna go, instead of just and ahhing my way through another 15 minutes, I'm gonna collect the grapes, if they're still there. I'm gonna show them off, and then we might chit-chat on the way back. Alright, so it started raining, so I'm gonna call it. I actually got about half a bag, and I trimmed back the vine a little bit so it isn't all up in the path, so now it can grow that way as far as it wants to, but it can kind of like, you know, not grow all the way across the path. As you can see, I left behind about half for birds and other people to enjoy. There was another bush on the way out of here, so I'll probably stop, and if it's not pouring, I'll check it out too. But for now, here's what we got. It's approximately half a bag, but you got to compensate for ones that ain't quite ripe in the stems. So not a ton, maybe 3/4 of a pound to a pound. And not too shabby. It only took me about 20 minutes, and I got about as many as I could reach without destroying the plant. So I'll get back to you when I pack up and start walking. Okay guys, so I'm headed back. It's raining decently hard, so I'm probably not going to be talking long. And if it starts to pour, I won't be talking at all. So thanks for watching in advance, and I'll catch you on the next one. But I'm going to go ahead and talk until it does pour down rain. So, or I feel that my camera's in jeopardy. So what I plan to do with these is probably try to make wine again. But this time, instead of it being like autumn olives with a few grapes, I'm going to try to do it half and half. Like right now, after they're cleaned, I would assume that there's about half a pound of grapes. So get half a pound of grapes, half a pound of autumn olives, and crush them down, add water and sugar, yeast, and get it chemically processing. And hopefully it doesn't get ruined. You know, can't babysit it. So, well, we'll see. Oh, do you know what's funny? I may actually, no, I threw the box away, I think. I had a big fan box, and I thought I put 2 jugs in there, but I'm pretty sure I threw the box away. So, it wasn't in the box. So, it was probably one of the ones that went bad. So, yeah, never mind. I was gonna say, I had a revelation where I was like, oh man, maybe I have a jug sitting in my room. It would be well done by now. But I really don't think I do, because I'm pretty sure I threw the box away. So, well, we'll see. Hopefully I can make a good batch. Hopefully, maybe even I could do like 1 part grapes, 2 parts autumn olives, so that's a full 1.5 pounds of fruit, instead of just like, because I feel like a pound of fruit isn't going to be enough. I feel like 1.5 pounds isn't enough. I feel like 3 pounds is probably where it's at. But, you know, it is what it is. I don't want to do almost all autumn olives again, because as they are very plentiful and very easy to get. You know, these grapes are kind of new. I have a lot of them anyway, and I'd like to do something that emphasizes them. So we shall see. It's kind of pretty when it rains. I always kind of like the rain. It's kind of refreshing. Like it's crappy when you're camping, crappy when you're trying to do something like fish or something. But just a leisurely walk, it's pretty chill. Pretty chill. And it's not like torrential downpour, so I ain't drowning while I walk. It's just refreshing. And hopefully it'll kill this humidity a bit. Well, hopefully I don't keep feeling like I'm super sticky. In which I don't, so it's doing its job. Here's some more. But these ones are, if you can tell, these ends ain't quite as ripe. So these ones might be another day. But that'd be good if I can get this, and there's one more bush way at the beginning of the trail. So if I can clean up most of that bush and the one at the beginning of the trail, I might be able to get a full 2 pounds of half and half, which then I'll just add some nice clean water, about probably 2 cups of sugar, maybe 3, I don't know. I don't like my wine being too syrupy, but I want it to make the maximum amount of alcohol without it being like drinking maple syrup. So I'll figure out a balance. I usually do a good job when it doesn't swell on me or go vinegar. So, well, we'll see. Alright guys, it's starting to rain a little bit harder, and I'm running out of things to say, so I'll catch you guys later.